Namaskaram. Indeed, I'm actually waiting every day to join you all, there's so much flowing, so much flowing. So I'm literally not sleeping at all. Okay. Yesterday, we were at the Chittam. See, these are the various aspects of a mind, or beyond the brain, which we can see, the biological brain. The processes, the inner processes are the manas, buddhi, chittam, and ahamkaram. We were talking about the chittam, and it is nothing but the consciousness. And we have also discussed about that Chidambaram, chit as ambaram. Chit is the consciousness, which is just like a screen inside, just like a screen or a stage inside. Chit was explained to us as a sky, as a stage, Chidambaram, and also as a ghatakakasham. Ghatak is the pot, and the indweller or the Atma is inside this pot. Okay, so basically the catchword here is the sky or the stage. And there is this action of this, the play of the manas, the intellect, and the ego on this screen. That is reflected as personality to those who see it. And we were at the Pancha Akashas or Pancha Sunyas, right? Sunya, Ati Sunya, Maha Sunya, Sunyati Sunya, Antar Sunya. The Shatchakra Nirupanam, which explains, it's a wonderful text which explains about all the chakras and everything. The inner mechanism is all explained in this Shatchakra Nirupanam. Yesterday we have seen the Sunya, Ati Sunya, and Mahasunya. This is the Sunya, the space which we were referring to as the Daharakasham in the Anahata Chakra. Ati Sunya is the space in the Visuddhi or the throat chakra. And Mahasunya is this consciousness which we are talking about. Just imagine a large screen in our mind. And this is the Mahasunya we were talking about, the consciousness. The Daharakasha is the Sunya, the space which we were imagining initially, but we are not doing anything exact. Actually, it is there. The Sunya is there inside us. So only to trigger the whole mechanism, we were initially imagining all that. We come across this very commonly, the Chidambara Rahasyam. There is a temple called Chidambaram I was mentioning yesterday. And literally, there is no deity there. It is empty there. And the priest, he pulls a wheel, a screen. No, only we can have darshan when the priest pulls, he removes the screen. We can see the deity. And who is the deity here? You don't see any deity there. But whatever you have in your mind, you can see it there. You can see the deity as per your mano chitra. Whatever chitra you have in your mind, you can see it there. And some leaves are hung there as if the deity is. What is the code here? What is the secret here? What is the rahasyam is a secret. This is pointing us towards our chitta, which is like a sky. See, we are here. That is the beauty of that temple. There are all the nadi system and all is encoded there in the temple. There are 72,000 nadis. They use 72,000 nails and things like that. If I talk about Chidambaram, it takes a day. But the secret is like, this temple is pushing us to understand that there is a chittam inside you, which is just like the ambaram, which is like the sky. It is on this chittam, or in this consciousness, that all the actions of the mind and then the ego, all these things come and enact. They act here. They take their roles. And what is to be done to overcome this? To turn ourselves towards ourselves and towards the Paramatman inside. The inward turn would help us in overcoming this trouble. But it is not as easy as said, right? So many of Guruji's disciples would be asking him, most of us here, by now, I think we have a lot of theory, and we really don't know how to exactly apply to ourselves. You see, there is a lot of suffering because it is because of logic. Most of the suffering is because of logic, he says. See, the logic could be, why did he do this to me? Why did she do this to me? Right? It is me here. The ego comes and says, it's me. How dare he does this to me? Or how dare she does this to me? But that is where the ego comes into picture. The logic says, see, I'm such a good person. This thing shouldn't have happened to me. And see, the logic is the enemy here. There's a lot of analysis, a lot of churning. And we rarely give up, we hold it so tight. We don't let it go. And these are some of the things which will in our application. So Guru Garu says that just give away the logic, There are many intelligent beings on this earth, many more intelligent than the most. So let us not get into a competition with how brilliant we are, how logical our brain is, and things like that. Just leave the logic. And he says, because it has to happen, it will happen. And he says, the karma wears a pant and shirt, it comes to us, he says. It comes in some form. That is what he means. It has to come in some form. But then it is really very, very difficult for us to take that suffering. So we have to shift our attention. How do we shift our attention? You see, this mind, it will not listen to us. It has its own say. Suppose we want to give away or give up with coffee. We should not say, I will not drink coffee. That is not what we should say. We should shift it to some other thing. You can say that, I will take milk from today. I will take tea from today. So the auto suggestions, the self-chatter, the self-talk should be constructive, very positive, and very clear. That is what Guru Garu says. The sadhak should be clear about the purpose of his sadhana. Why are we doing all this? All this to get some realization, to reach a point where there is nothing beyond. See, you go somewhere, we just wander around places. There's no harm in going around places, but we look for something there. There is always something else left, and you are not satisfied. There's something beyond that. So we should be clear in ourselves that the purpose of this sadhana is for self-realization. So once a person is realized, we transcend the opposites, dvandvam we say, the good, bad, happiness, sorrow. Say all the opposites, these are the main cause of trouble for us. So once we are realized, we reach a point where there is nothing else behind that screen. So this purpose must be remembered throughout. As we are doing some sadhana, he says, you are on your journey, you're driving your car. You identify yourself with the self inside. So there is a danger here. See, we are trying to shift our attention from this physical body to an inner self. Guru Garu says that there must be a partial awareness of this physical body. No, you should not forget, or you should not go beyond the fact that there is a body here. So once you totally lose contact with this body, the prana escapes. So see, it has to be a very careful and subtle observation here. When you deny this body, when you say, I am not this body, then the prana leaves the body. It says, okay, this is not needed anymore, and it leaves the body. So purposefully, we don't leave the body until and unless it happens. So we have to have a partial awareness that there is this physical body. And that is why Guru Garu says, the inner processes must be very intense. The inner process must be intense. At the same time, we should not deny the basic needs to this body. So the body must not, be very gross, very well built up and thing. It should be fragile, he says. It should be the bare minimum it should be. So we have to eat a little, give whatever it needs, and not lose the awareness that we are this body, and then go ahead with the processes. The other big thing is we pick up the suffering and pain of people around. And that is another big hindrance in our sadhana. So we have our close people around, they're suffering, and we pick up the pain. So we become one with that pain. So it doesn't help us in any way to support them, Our strength is lost. So we should be conscious that we will not pick up any thought or any action, the result of any action, that which will hurt ourselves. So the basic underlying principle here is we will not hurt ourselves, either by a thought, word, or action. So we will be conscious about that. And it is then that Guru Garu says that the mantra or whatever practice which starts at the mental level should permeate the realm of consciousness. So whatever we are doing, some of us might find it difficult to concentrate or listen to the Omkara that is coming from the source within. It is very common. So we are not complete. We are only trying to go through the process. So let us not analyze the stage at which we are in. It is not necessary. Thoughts come in, it's okay. You tell the thoughts to wait. Bring back your consciousness onto the self. Langvishta Matra Purusha, listening to the Omkaram coming from within from the Paramatma. So it's okay. As things come, we just shift our focus again. We just bring back and focus again at the place where we have left. See, if you can carefully observe this, Guru Garu was performing a homa. Whatever is there, or whatever deity we are offering this or performing this homa for, that deity appears in the homa. You can see the Omkara here. So this is a very common, very, very common observation for most of them associated with homams and havans. See, you can see the very clear Omkaram here, the Maya or illusion, and the flame showing you an upward direction, the Urdhva Mukham, the upward direction. In the Anahata Chakra, the 12-petaled lotus is usually not blossomed or not in a totally bloomed state. It is in a downward direction, Adho Mukham, in a downward direction. When we do all these sadhanas, the 12-petaled lotus will turn upward and then it will bloom. That is a significance, or it signifies that realization has happened to us. So all karmas performed with body consciousness form a shell around the ego and get attached to the soul. Here the soul is the Angushtamatra Purusha. The Angushtamatra Purusha by himself, the core of it, is indestructible. Nothing affects him. Him in the sense, it's not gender specific. Nothing affects the Atma. But what is happening here is, because of the body consciousness, and a shell is formed, clouds or layers are formed around the Atma, attached to the soul, They do not allow the Atman to function as it is. And therefore, we take rebirths again and again. And here, there is a common doubt. You say, I'm happy. Here, happiness refers to the mind. Happiness refers to the mind. There is something called bliss. And bliss refers to the happiness beyond. Like it is mostly mental. Or beyond the mental thing, the consciousness. Bliss refers to the highest level of consciousness. That is why they use a word called Sat Chit Anand. Chit we know is consciousness. Sat. Sat is the absolute truth. Sat Chit Anand, they say. Sat is the absolute truth. When we realize the absolute truth, Chit, purest consciousness, we reach a stage where the consciousness is very pure. Yesterday, we have seen that there is this stage on which all these characters are coming and playing, or there is a sky on which all these clouds are there. When the clouds move away, the purest consciousness remains. So there, the absolute truth strikes. Anand. Anand is the highest form of happiness, which is bliss. The purest or the ultimate bliss could be experienced. All these could be only experienced. How much ever we may talk, unless they come into experience, you cannot relate to it. But we have to know the direction in which we are going, what we are going to see. Everything has been explained to us. So we can know, or we can wait for something, the purest thing to happen to us. For this, tapas is necessary. Tapas is again, here, the ultimate form of tapas is the Angushtamatra Purusha listening to the Omkara from the Paramatma. And then, some of us might be facing some difficulty in sitting through this 1 hour. It is okay. It is okay. You please try to shift your focus again to that and try to sit through. If you cannot sit through, just take a break. It's okay. Nothing. There is no deadline. There is nothing. There is no pressure. Please don't feel the pressure of it. The purpose is to be happy. You have to flow with it. So many of the things around, they creep in. Just ask them to wait for a moment. Just wait. I'm meditating here. I'll come back and return to you. Any thought which comes in, consciously say to yourself that, just wait. I'll be coming back. And the unwanted visitor, which is the thought, will come back twice, thrice, 4 times. And then it'll understand that we are not going to treat it properly. It doesn't come back again. That is the whole crux of it. That is how slowly and slowly we evolve. And as and when we do anything during the day, always try to relate to your inner self. Or the inner self of the other person whom we are interacting with for a moment. For a moment, it is enough if you just see the inner person in the other person we are dealing with. Yeah. I think that's it for today. Any questions, please? Please raise your hand so that Ashok can unmute you. Ashok, I think we can go ahead with the sadhana.
Yes. Vishnu sir. Thank you. Chidambaram, Chidambaram, Chidambaram. OMkaram Day23 Nityam Gayandi Yoginaha Kamadam Mochadam Cheva OMkaraya Namo Namaha. Chidambaram. Chidambaram is the temple, the space itself. That's why it's Ambalam is the place. Even in Tamil and other languages, Ambalam means temple. So Chit itself is the temple there in Chidambaram, what she has been telling, wonderful space without deity. There is only Nataraja other side separately. That is also another big story, as she said it. Even Patanjali has been there. He was teaching Panini grammar, that place. Even Shankaracharya's guru connection all there in that. And Ambaram means like Pitambaram, Krishna, we say Chidambaram. The Chit itself, Akasha itself is his attire. She was nothing else. Such a inspiring place. When we go to such places, we can, as she was telling, our body consciousness, all we will naturally go. That's why when we go to such places, we get naturally elevated. The purpose of Tirthadana, earlier days we used to say, pilgrimage, holiday going. Today it's all just a holiday, pleasure trip. But earlier days, the normal pleasure trip itself was like Tirthadana or pilgrimage. And this place, Chidambaram representing this space, Akasha, like that, different places for the 5 elements. Like Tiruvannamalai, another famous, that is Agni Tattva, this is Akasha Tattva. So once you think of that itself, it is inspiring once you go there. Okay, let's relax the body, taking comfortable meditative posture and taking few deep breaths. Feel the energy flowing in as you breathe in, bringing you here and now, conscious breathing. And as you exhale, feel you are getting relaxed from toes to the top of your head. Energy is flowing. All the cells are getting charged, connected to the prana shakti. Even this is another pranayama, ujjayi, like hissing sound when you make. It takes longer time to breathe. Normally itself you can practice that. It has got multiple benefits, and particularly for the vocal cord. Those who have got vocal problems, sound, and even thyroid. So that sound, taking a turn. That's why normal itself you can breathe like that, Ujjayi pranayama. Even when you do alternative nostril breathing, this much sound is not needed. You can only hear, it will happen. So touching the inner tongue, like that you can do, you can feel the difference. Anybody can do this, anytime you can. With normal breathing itself, you can convert into Ujjayi pranayama, get multiple benefits. Okay. Inhaling and exhaling also. Certain kriyas, this is used. Let's go for Nadi Shuddhi pranayama. Start from Ida, Chandra Nadi. Exhaling, fully emptying the lungs. Slowly, steadily inhaling through the left. Eyes gently closed and hold few moments. Open the right nostril and exhale fully, steadily, rhythmically. Waiting for a moment, then inhale. Closing. This is the second breath. Then exhale through the left, fully, completely. One cycle, repeat 5 cycles. Get ready to go to Chidambaram. Follow the guidelines.
Thank you, Parameshwar sir and Masters. I'm going to start the OMkaram. And please do follow the instructions that what Rajlakshmi Madam already been given. Thank you all.